What's going on, my fellow residents? It's me, TheFrozenCavern, and today I am here to talk about whether some platformers will ever come back. With platformers in general getting very good praise within the past year, Cuphead and A Hat in Time being two examples. At the same time, the Crash trilogy released and did very well, to the point where it will be having a PC, Switch, and Xbox port as well. So this begs the question of whether old franchises will be brought back in a similar way. These franchises being Jak, Sly Cooper, Spyro, and BanjoKazooie. They have been out of the game for a good while, but there is some reasoning to believe that they could get something new after so long. With me, I have ProdigyxCD to help explain our reasoning behind all of this.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Is War Prodigy back at it again, bringing you guys the quality content like we always do. Today, of course, I'm here with my great friend, TheFrozenCavern, on his channel. He's already given you the rundown for everything we'll be discussing today, so let's get this party started, shall we?
Sly Cooper has had a very rough time after the fourth Sly game. Even during Sly 4's lifespan, it didn't do all that well. The sales were terrible across the first 6 weeks compared to the other games, and there are hardly any speedruns for the game either, which doesn't help one bit. Then there was a movie that was announced in 2014, which was supposed to release in the same year as the Ratchet and Clank movie. Supposed to release. When it didn't release, everyone kinda forgot it even existed, and unless you actually did research, you wouldn't have known that the movie had gotten cancelled and turned into a TV show. In fact, some of you might only know about this because of this video. For the most part, until recently, this show has almost been treated like an Area 51 secret. Regardless though, this TV show has gotten a lot of good things mentioned about it, including the script getting 5 stars, and it's rumored that both Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network turned it down for being too mature, which is surprising honestly. All in all, this show will basically be Sly Cooper's last hope for anything new. That includes a game or even a PS4 collection. This show will need to bring interest to watchers of both veterans to the series as well as new viewers / players. Look, I love Sly Cooper as much as the next guy, but as of right now, the demand is not there for Sly Cooper, no matter how much you say there is.
Jak and Daxter, I don't think will ever come back, at least being developed by Naughty Dog. I'd like it to, and if it did come back, I don't think Jak 4 would be the right choice. You may not like this, but I feel like a reboot would. After seeing the reboot of Ratchet and Clank and spending hours playing it, I feel like this is the route that should be taken with the Jak series. Naughty Dog hasn't forgotten about Jak and Daxter at all. That has been obvious with all the Easter eggs scattered across their recent games from it. What the case is though, is that they're a different type of game developer now. They want to make more realistic and more narrative driven games like Uncharted and Last of Us. So if the Jak series was to be picked up by another company, then maybe I feel like it would have a higher chance of returning. Although that would be something not many people would want at all. I think Jak will come back one day, but I don't think it's going to come back because of Naughty Dog. I hope that the day we see this series once again does come soon though.
Back on the N64, BanjoKazooie was one of the front runners of platformers for the Nintendo lineup. Now the series is a distant memory, with the last game in the series releasing 10 years ago. The closest thing we've had to another game was the spiritual successor, Yooka-Laylee, which got mixed reception among the community, mostly for not being as good as the original series. Rare has also moved on from many of their older series and are now doing things like Sea of Thieves and not really much else. There is very little chance of the actual series being revived or another company getting the franchise and making a game to the quality of the previous games.
Now, out of all the games on this list, I think it's safe to say that Spyro is the most likely to return. There's been plenty of constant rumors, plenty of speculation, plenty of discussion, just everything. People really want this game. What everyone wants specifically is a Spyro trilogy remake that looks very similar to the Crash Insane trilogy. I didn't grow up with Spyro as I did a lot of the other platformers on this list, but I did play very briefly of it as a kid, and I do wish for this game to return one day. Spyro is a series that many grew up with during the PlayStation 1 era, and Vicarious Visions did such a good job with the Crash remasters that I think that if they did something like this with Spyro, like they're rumored to do, we're in for another great game to return. I do think these games will come back, and it's very likely to happen even this year. I feel like having remasters come out are very important in nowadays gaming. I understand the point of view from others where they hate it when developers start only pushing out remasters or ports of their older games, but I feel like remasters and reboots in general are not a bad thing. They are reintroducing an old style of games to a newer generation. We see it all the time in movies too. I think bringing some of these platformers back would be a great move on any of these companies' parts. I do hope these games come back also, not only for the loyal fans, but for the new generation of gamers as well. Thank you to my friend TheFrozenCavern for allowing me to be on this video of his. My name is Prodigy, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.
I'd also like to thank Prodigy for his assistance on this video, and make sure you check out his channel in the description as well as the outro of this video. Platformers have a special place in both of our hearts, and we hope to see more from these series and other platformers in the future. But let us know how you feel about all of this in the comments below. Do you think these series will make a return or not? If you enjoyed, don't forget to like and subscribe for more video game content, but until next video, take care.
I want you for a